Hey everybody, Arthur here with another live haul, pickups, and all that good stuff. Mail haul, live pickups, mails hauls, whatever you want to call it. I am live and we're going to go over some things that I've picked up and gotten in the mail recently. And I know I did mention 8 o'clock. A lot of things been going on. Found out my uncle is in the hospital due to cancer. And he's been battling it for a while and sort of been dealing with that type of news. So that's why I didn't go live last night. And that's sort of why I'm going live a little bit earlier today. But I figured why not? If you don't catch it while I'm while I'm live, you can always check it out later. So I'm going to give it a couple minutes, see if anybody pops in, and then we will go from there. Hopefully I'm coming through clear. So, and hopefully everybody is okay and having a great day. But I did get a lot of stuff lately. I guess not really a lot. It's just a lot to me, I guess. What is up, Trevor, man? How are you doing? Thank you for joining in at a random time where people are probably working or, doing something more than just being on YouTube. So, hey man, it's sort of a bitch. Cancer sucks, man. So, it's really important to make sure getting checked up for all that crazy stuff, man, because it seems like it just can pop out of nowhere, or well, can pop in over times of eating processed stuff, probably. So I figured to have a fun little day today to show off some things. And today is actually different because I have some figures, a thing that's not really figure related, but sort of. And then I got some comics I picked up, some trades. I actually completed two sets of trades now, and then I'm continuing with another one. So give it a couple more minutes, a little bit of people to pop in. And what do we think? What should we do? Should I start with figures and then the weird thing and then the comics, or should I just sort of like alternate them, or should I just do whatever? Any preference of what you guys want to see? And one thing that I did, and if you guys saw it, this figure looks amazing, but it feels so cheap. Like it's rough. It's rough. It's a cool looking Mikey. Just it really feels hollow, and seems like the quality did change from the other ones from Raphael and Leonardo. And I like figs and comics equally. No preference on my end. Okay, all right. So then we'll dive into some stuff then. I got a pile here and stuff down here. We'll start up with some of the more recent, the newest pickups. So one of the trades that I picked up, this is a series that I've been meaning to get into. One of my buddies, Phil, he loved the series. And I'm like, this is my opportunity. I need to actually pick these up and read them because I'm always a fan of getting into trades versus trying to get individual issues. And like, I have like a sort of like an OCD. It's like, if I can get them in a hardcover trade, I'd prefer to do that and just be patient for the whole series. Because it just like they present well on the shelves and then less likely to deal with as much wear. But I did pick up the first volume of Saga. It's actually a nice size hardcover, and that cover is pretty dope. Very risque, however you want to say it, for comic. That's right up there, but it's also breastfeeding. So Guess that's how they can get away with it a little bit more, but still cool. And I got another box here. Oh yeah, this is out of order, completely out of order, because one of mine got delayed. So I'm missing the second, but I did get the third hardcover for Saga. So the second one should be showing up tomorrow. So I got 3 of those to read through, and I heard it's awesome. Yeah, Trevor. That's sort of what triggered it, because I heard that they were sort of on hiatus and then they're coming back, and I'm like, all right, I got to get caught up, because I've heard that the story is really good and it just throws like everything in there. And yeah, I mean, people with horns, people with wings, why not? So I'm gonna get into that, which I'm pretty stoked about, and we'll go into some more books. So I've been trying to complete. You can sort of see behind me. You see these like colorful little backings of books. That is the IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collection that I've been trying to pick up here and there, trying to get them for less than retail, because these guys are like marked for like $60. So we got volume 13, a random, we got volume 7. We also have ourselves, here's volume 10. Look at that artwork. Artwork is sick. I guess I show the backs too. Got some stuff there. And I just went all out. I buy those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle OHCs for my youngest boy. Okay. Got Casey Jones on the cover of this one. So it's like when they did the Ronin one, I was just like, I'd been avoiding spoilers stuff, because they're going to have a hardcover trade of all the Ronins in one book, which I'll be getting. So it's been just dodging and all that stuff when it comes to that. And then we got this one here. So I think I've completed the whole set. I think there's 13 from the IDW, building up 100 issues. So that's going to be an interesting read, because that's the one actually I started reading, and then I keep picking up other trades on the way. Oh, you guys read them together? That's awesome. That's awesome. Keeping the kids into comics, to me, is fantastic. I think that as long as we get our kids involved with reading comics, into cartoons, action figures and stuff, I mean, it's a great thing. A little bit of joy there, and then they can grow up, and then they just continue doing what we do, collect a bunch of stuff that makes you feel happy. Last Ronin has been really slow rollout. Probably best to wait on the collected edition. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I mean, and it's also like, if you're doing them individually, they've made so many different cover variants that it's like, man, do I want this one? Do I want this one? And then it's just, yeah, it's crazy, because there's a lot of good artists that were doing covers, and then plus they had Justin Roiland did a couple, which was really cool. Then the last trade that I picked up, and this is going to be, I'd say these are probably definitely some pride and joy. I did buy a sweet variant of the first book. Okay. Miko Suyan. Yeah, like the artwork is insane. Like, I love the noir style when people are just doing that black and white artwork, and it's just like, it's just inking. I think I have an ice cream truck that is going past my house right now for some weird reason. It's like 6 o'clock almost, and you can hear an ice cream truck. So if you hear a little tune, that's what that is. But my my other pickup for trades was the Berserk. This is the volume 8 of the deluxe edition, and rest in peace, Kentaro Miura. I definitely love his art style. And if you're getting into Berserk and stuff like that, I highly recommend getting into these. They're a little bit more pricey, but they're retailed at $50, but you could get them for less, usually on Amazon or something like that. And just keep in mind, if you order something from Amazon and it comes messed up, just replace it, and they'll eventually get one that's not messed up. But I like this because it's way bigger. You can really see the artwork. Plus, I love this leather bound, beautiful looking art right there. Like the whole thing just is awesome. So I've been going with those, and I have all the other smaller mangas. So it's eventually going to shift those smaller mangas back probably into Toad or something like that, and then have the deluxe volumes on display. You have all the Berserk Deluxe so far. Yeah, man, it's they're beautiful books. Beautiful. That's that's hella random. I pre-ordered them on Amazon and they come day of release. Yeah, see, that's a good way of doing it. Amazon's not bad. It's just, again, you just got to make sure that if you get a box that's jacked up, or not box, but a book that has like the corners are bent or squished, you just get them to replace it. And that's what I actually did for I got the Saga book from first one, actually all three of them from Amazon. The first one arrived still in the saran wrap and everything, but it had like the spine was crushed at the bottom and then one of the corners was crushed in. And I'm like, no. So they already sent me the replacement, which was awesome. They just seemed to have lost my second one, and then I had to have them resubmit the second one. So hopefully that one comes nice and crispy. So as for random or a figure, let's do figure. We obviously have very similar taste. Yeah, man. And then come to find out, like I have the Age of Apocalypse Marvel Omnibus, and come to find out, I didn't realize they had the second one out, and I was like, man, I need to get that. But I'm definitely not a Jim Mint type of collector when it comes to the omnibuses. I don't know if you're familiar with that collector, but he has a ridiculous amount of trades in omnibuses, and I'm like, that's crazy. Because those are like, Marvel has some crazy prices on some of theirs. Now, one thing I did get finally, I have something that's buried that I forgot to. So one thing I did pick up that I've been wanting to get, and the company, I have that love-hate relationship at times, but I mean, I did end up picking up the NECA Frankenstein because this thing is gorgeous. Can't even see if you guys can see it nice. And it is a beautiful piece. And I can't wait to get the Mummy. Can't wait to review this, but I can't wait to get the Mummy that comes out, because they showed some pictures of that, and that looks ridiculous. I missed on the War of the Kings Omni. I have the pre and the post Omnis. Yeah, like the Halloween, like I'm trying to get some more. Like I busted out some older Marvel Legend reviews today. I didn't really edit them yet or upload them, and I'm trying to do more. I think I got a stack of horror figures from NECA that I might just do reviews on. I want to do individual reviews for the Boglins, definitely Bog of Bones, and just try to keep a lot more Halloween themed things reviewed, I guess. Continue with my little Ghostbusters and stuff like that. I think I got like a couple more to review. Let me move some stuff around, because one item is underneath, as I'm just knocking stuff all over. All right. So this one, nope, not this one. It is a bigger package, though. It's just, that's how bad my pre-orders are. I just have them, not my pre-orders, but my reviews are all sort of piling up. But this one, my buddy Ryan Thomas ended up picking up. He hit me up, and I was like, I don't really know if I want it. And I was like, maybe I do, maybe I don't, and I was on the fence for it, but I did more NECA. We got the Rokusaki Hamoto Yoshi, should I say? 2-pack. Looks like it'd be cool. I mean, you can attach the little rat to Shredder's face. But I mean, we'll see when it gets out of the package. I mean, they're just sort of two basic characters, figures. Nothing stands out. Like it's cool. You get like the little birdcage to put Splinter in. I think that's really cool. But so I'm knocking everything else over. Let's bust out something a little weird. My last. I have 2 items left. Sort of going through this. This is sort of just just sort of like a little quick go live chit chat, and that's a nice 2-pack. I drew the line movie Turtles after April. That's why with the movie line. What did I stop at? I stopped at technically I'm stopping with this, but I ended up getting the Super Shredder, I think, because I got the Casey and Raphael, Super Shredder, regular Shredder, Splinter, the Turtles, one of each of the Foot Soldiers, and then that set. But like, I didn't mess with April because of the knees. Like, if they didn't release her with those knees like that, I probably would have picked her up. And Danny, I've just been seeing disappointing pictures on. I've seen that he's super, super small. They didn't even make his scale proper to the other figures. And that sort of sucks because I'm sure a lot of people wanted to pop the head off of Danny and put it on a Foot Soldier and stuff like that and just really set up their displays certain ways. And it's odd that they would have made him so small. Am I? That is true. I mean, I think I'm done. I'm not getting the Shredder from part 2. I say that, but watch it be something amazing looking. It's just I gotta find room for stuff, and I've already been sort of purging out some of the legends that I have that don't have any sort of attachment. That I'm just like, why did I get you? You know, or I'll keep the ones that are cool, but I'm just sort of like trying to make everything sort of sense. Like eventually, this orange bookshelf's probably gonna go and have a DTOF in its replacement. And then I got to look into getting like LEDs and stuff like that so I can light my stuff up properly and have a proper background setup, you know. Danny and April are disappointing. Yeah. See, my stuff is like, I just need to review it. And then like Legends, like I reviewed, to give you an example, I reviewed the old Doppelganger from the Molten Man Wave, the MCU Mysterio. I just have these older Marvel Legends that I picked up, and I got them because I wanted them at the time. And then I'm just like, man, I'm just not feeling them all. Like Doppelganger was one that I picked up on clearance, and he sort of looks a little weird. But you got to have a Doppelganger if you have a Spider-Man set. But Legends in general, I'm just like getting, I don't know, burnout on, or they just actually, it's more they release so much. Like I do, because I'm saying I'm burnt out, but I got the Age of Apocalypse Wave 2 on pre-order, and they just release so much. Like my buddy getting hit with like 6 cases at once being charged, and I'm like, you just bought 6 waves of figures. Like that's insane. Might keep the X-Men Legends. That's why you can't really see it. But I have in a DTOF, I got first shelf is all X-Men. Second shelf is X-Force and X-Factor. Third shelf is just some villains like Juggernaut, like a variety of different Juggernauts, different Apocalypses, the Toy Biz, Blackheart, sort of like a villainy shelf. Underneath that, I have sort of nothing. It was my Black Panther shelf, but I sort of got rid of the MCU stuff. But I still have like this like elephant throne thing I was using down there in the Guardians of the Galaxy because I'm keeping those MCU figures. And I'm probably going to move that. And then I have a bottom shelf of like intergalactic, like galaxy, cosmic type of legends. But I need an Age of Apocalypse set. I'm just trying to like put stuff in shelves, make it look nice, and then just, purge the rest in a sense. Mezco is about to kill my wallet at the end of this year, and I really wanted to get into Cosmic Legions. Dude, those Cosmic Legions look so good. I can't. I drew the line. No Cosmic Legions. They look so freaking good, especially that big dude, the green dude, and they released his alternate head and stuff like that. Like, they make quality figures. I mean, it's ridiculous that you get stuff like this for like $55, from subpar 7. But then you can pay for 2 like regular figures from Mythic Legions and be at almost a little, maybe a little bit over than a Super 7, but you're still getting that quality. And those Cosmic Legions look so freaking good. Art G is getting into them, and I'm trying to be that enabler, and I'm like poking them with the stick. I'm like, you're going to pre-order just one? You might as well pre-order the others. And I keep poking them because the Cosmic Legions look really, really good. Let's see. I just got Arether and his horse in yesterday, and I'm blown away. Yes, yes. Mine had a little bit of a paint issue, but I mean, he has his mask on, so you really don't see it. It was just like an extra little blotch of from the teeth up on his lips a little bit. But yeah, I have on one of my shelves, it's Arether on his horse. He's got the I don't even know all their names. So you got the Cyclops, you got the main ogre, and then one of the army builder ogres in there. And I got the Krana type of Motu inspired guy in there. And then the rest are basically all the goblins, like goblin army builders. I got the king. So I got the king more towards the front, but he's surrounded by some of his more named figures. And they just look awesome. And I know I'm going to end up needing a second shelf, maybe 3, because I got the 2 figures pre-order from the game. Didn't get the game or anything. I just wanted those 2 figures. Actually, I just wanted the 1 figure because it's part of the Arether army. Don't know what I'm going to do with the other one. Might sell it or trade it or whatever, or might just keep it because it is a really cool looking figure. Just doesn't fit with my faction. I got a Forest Troll pre-ordered along with something else. Oh, the Stinkor type of character, but thankfully he was with Arether, but they shifted him. But thankfully he's like a rogue for hire, so I can still put him with my faction. Then I have the 3 of the newer Goblin army builders, along with the weapon upgrade set for the ogres, because I may not be using like the human head that comes with it, but I'm probably going to use like the antlers and the shield and weapon for one of my orcs or ogres, not orcs. And that's crazy too. I have not touched into the orcs. I have all strictly goblins. And I actually I have 2 more on. I got Belfar and the blue type of Melfar and Bolthar or whatever, the 2 demons from the Arether wave. I have them coming too. So I have a lot of Mythic Legions just sitting there. They already took my money and it's just waiting. I resisted up until this guy. But I do have Lilithia and all the vamps on pre-order. Their Motu tributes are awesome. Yeah, they are. They're really, really good. They do them justice. They don't try to go over the top. It's just like enough. It's perfect. And then the vampires, like if I didn't go the goblin route, and then it just so happened to consume some of the demons into that faction, I probably would have done the vampires, because the vampires like undead, because I think they're together. I would have to look at the factions. I know 4 Horsemen have their factions all listed, but it's like it's sweet. The vampires are just ridiculous. And I think they did a what's Hordak? They did a vampire tribute character for Motu with Hordak, if I'm not mistaken. So those are those are awesome. Like anything 4 Horsemen really does, they do a great job. Like it gives you just enough articulation to get some nice poses, and they look awesome for photography, putting them on dios, displays. The soft goods on them, I couldn't resist. Yeah, like soft goods are always good. Little fuzzy, like, fur and the capes and the whatever. But yeah, they look freaking awesome. Another Mythic Legion figure I almost got that wasn't part of the faction was like this. It was like a glow in the dark skeleton knight ghoul type of guy. He was all like translucent, glow in the dark. I almost jumped on him because who doesn't like stuff that glows in the dark, Why is she giving you a side eye right now? I mean, she shouldn't give you I mean, do you keep it confined into like a room? Like I try to keep my stuff sort of confined into this, My living room does have a corner where it's like Blu-rays and stuff like that, and I have some Funko Pops there because the missus actually likes Harry Potter Funko Pops, so she has a good amount of there. Because you buy too much, hey man, that's where tell her. So that's where you say, if you're going to start doing that purge thing, you just recycle. You do that circle where you just like, hey, some figures got to go out that you just ended up accidentally getting over with FOMO or because of hype, and then you just take that and flip it around. That's what I've been doing. Sort of been putting some stuff on Macari. It's been selling. Oh, it's not confined. I mean, it's displayed nicely, right? I mean, if it's in like little corners and it looks good, I mean, why not? And then eventually you'll get it confined or something like that. But I'm sure she has a hobby or something that she likes, maybe purses, shoes, things like that she collects, just may not be toys. That's the idea, to purge and recycle funds in the hobby. That's, yeah, it's definitely hard to keep up with the collecting for sure. I'll probably be slowing down eventually. Like I'm pretty much going to get through my pre-orders and then cut it back because I have pretty much these pre-orders are going to hit me like a truck. So I'm just trying to have that safety net there, so when it does hit, that I'm not drowning in it. Because I got a lot of pre-orders through Toyco, and one of them I was told is going to be eventually popping up, which is the Figma Band of Hawks Guts, which I'm stoked for. And then I got a bunch of Storm Collectibles pre-ordered through them. And speaking of more pre-orders, I do have a box from Toyco. She does crafts and decorates for every holiday. Well, see, there you go. That's not cheap, getting crafting materials and doing it every year. It's might balance out close to the same, maybe, maybe. Doubt it, but maybe. All right, so this is the weird item I'm gonna bust out. This is from Trick or Treat Studios. I did post some stuff on Twitter and Instagram about it because I feel a certain way, but then now I'm looking at it, I'm like, maybe it was just the lighting. I'm a huge fan of this series, and it was a movie series I grew up with as a kid, and something that I couldn't resist to get, and that is a Toxic Avenger mask. I'm gonna have to get a bust or something to sort of prop it up on because it has a whole lot of neck flappage. But I was getting frustrated because their image they showed on the actual website, it has the dirtiness a little bit darker into the crevices. The teeth pop a little bit more. The paint was a little bit better. But looking at it on camera, it doesn't look as shiny as it does in person. So it might be just how the camera is, but he's got like little like strands of nasty hair right there. Just gross. Got that nice tag right there, which I don't even know if I want to take it off. I might display it with the tag, but this thing is awesome. So huge fan of Troma, what they do, and definitely Toxie is a must. Anything Toxic, Avenger, Crusader, I definitely jump onto. I mean, that's how, some of my buddies, like my buddy Paul, that's part of the Plastic Cannibals, he ended up picking up these at some like antique shop for me. Still debating if I even want to open them. But I mean, it's what we get into. We get into some weird shit as we get older and from our youth. Because that was the cool thing about being a kid, growing up when the era that I did. I mean, G.I. Joe, Transformers, you had like a bunch of gross stuff, like Garbage Pail Kids and things like that. Just stuff that wasn't so. Parents saw it and they're like, yeah, I don't want you to have it and this and that, but it wasn't so cancel-y. Like, you can go and they still had like wacky packages and Garbage Pail Kids, and you go buy them, whatever. They were gross, but people weren't out there totally saying, hey, get rid of this or you can't do this. So I gotta get my collection out of boxes and get some shelves to display what I have. I've got so much damn stuff. Was it Jerry Curl? That is an awesome name. Pale Kid. Oh, Roxy Pale Kids. The movie was always a guilty pleasure. That movie is so bad, but yes, it is definitely a guilty pleasure. It's yeah, it was so bad. But then again, you're like, hey, they took that chance to make it, and everybody remembers it. You know, you may not remember everything, but you remember the cover. You might remember one of the characters. Um, it was just a good bad movie, and I have plenty of good bad movies because I'm a crazy movie buff. But what else? All right, let's get this box out of the way. Then this is a box. I didn't even open this one, so this is going to be. I think I know what it is. This is from Toyco. So Toyco ships their stuff. A little bit of dent there, but I mean that's all I had to deal with. I can't show the other side. It has a lot of info on it, but this like you get your stuff pretty crispy from Toyco, and that's why I mention it all the time because I am on the East Coast. This comes all the way from the West Coast. It gets a little dent like that. A lot of times it doesn't have a dent, but it all depends on who's handling your mail, I guess, that day. My mom always worked at video stores. When I was growing up, I watched a lot of movies. That's another thing that I miss, man. I miss video stores. I loved going in as a kid, looking for video games or movies, rushing in there, hoping behind that display or what was the actual box was the actual film, so you can rent it. You had all the little snacks there, and then a lot of places. There's a place, a couple places growing up, they actually popped popcorn, and as you went in there, you could have freshly popped popcorn as you were looking for movies to rent and stuff like that. And I thought that was awesome. Don't know how sanitary it was as a kid. You don't care. But as now, as I'm an adult, I'm like, I don't even know how long that popcorn was in there or how well it's how good it is. And when I'm talking about Toyco as well, definitely I mentioned the website. The website's great. And then, you know, you guys get that promo that you get the free shipping off their website. But definitely check out the pre-order group. I know I'm talking away from the microphone, so I don't even know if you guys heard. But yeah, check out Toyco's pre-order group. It's on Facebook. You can join up, and it allows you to stay in the know with some of these imports and stuff like that. If you're getting into anything like Figuarts, Figma, Storm Collectibles, 3.0, 1,000 Toys. I can ramble on a bunch of different imports, but definitely just join up and, you know, as stuff comes out, you either are aware of it and you see the price and you can take advantage of that price, or you're just aware of it, which is good. Too many times do I see people, they're like, wait, this came out, what? And then they're paying like double if they're lucky for like some of these figures that come out. Okay, we got some green bubble wrap. Oh, I forgot. I didn't realize this is what I was receiving. Okay, so as you can tell, G.I. Joe fan. If you guys watch my stuff, always I'm a fiend for G.I. Joe, except for Super 7. I'm not investing any money into Super 7s, G.I. Joes whatsoever because I fucking hate them. All right, hate's a little bit word. I dislike the quality of their toys that you buy, and they don't give you your money's worth. They just, after Michelangelo, I came so close to just canceling my pre-order. So when I get Donatello, I may cancel Casey. I may cancel Slash. I'm not sure. I just don't like paying for something and you get shit, or something that looks good, but when you're holding it, you can tell it's just not the value of the figure in a sense. Like Mythic Legions, they're heavy, they're stocky, they pose, they feel good. You're getting your money's worth. When you're dealing with Super 7, hollow feeling, it literally, the Michelangelo feels like a McDonald's toy. Like the whole body and everything is just super light. I'm not digging it at all. Trevor said, I have a box of New York Comic Con exclusives coming from Bluefin tomorrow. Oh, man. So that means, did you get was it the Goku? Did you get Storm Collectibles Kung Lao? And did you get the stands? I don't know. Those are the three things that stood out. Was the SH Figure Arts, the Goku, was it like God Goku or whatever? You had the 3 stands that had like the logos on it, and then they also had the Kung Lao figure from Storm Collectibles. There's probably more, but those are the ones that stand out the most from New York Comic Con. Subpar 7 for sure. Sentinel Black Iron Man. I don't recall seeing that. I'm gonna have to, after this stream, I'm gonna have to go and take a look at it. But yeah, that Kung Lao, I almost had it, but I'm like, I can't justify, because all my figures are the clean versions. I don't have any of the bloody variants. So I'm like, all right, I'll stick with the clean, but I'm super pissed that I'm like, I'm getting a damn rabbit instead of the proper effect that we should have got that comes with the bloody version. Like, they should at least be able to say, hey, if you get the bunny and you want to swap it out, reach out to us, we'll trade or something. I don't know. I'm not going to pose my Kung Lao with the friendship. Oh, I just dropped that. I'm not going to pose them with the friendship. I mean, it's cool. I can use the bunny with fig photography and stuff like that, but that's practically it. I'm not going to have them on a shelf pulling the rabbit out of the hat. The fighting armor diecast figures. Oh, if you start getting into the diecast, man. Yeah. Like, I know, I think, aren't the people that are doing like these Ronin Warrior figures, I think their armor's like diecast and stuff like that. Yeah, the better effect. Well, they're all the same effects except for, I think, the one. They did, it's a repaint with the blood. Then they gave it that one ground hat effect piece versus the rabbit, because all the other ones I think come with the main version. But I mean, and then I see people complaining about Kung Lao's head sculpts and stuff like that. But honestly, like, compared to the maskless Sub-Zero, you can't get worse than that. And plus, I mean, Kung Lao, I mean, you either have him as young or semi older. Like, he was the more mature one between him and Liu Kang. The razor blade hat with the blood. But isn't the razor blade hat the same as what he comes with? It's like you take it off his head and then you like attach it into the effect piece, right? Rectangular, we were just talking about stuff I picked up. I completed my Ninja Turtles was it the IDW collection. I got all 13 volumes now, so this section will be a lot more full on my bookshelf. I'm gonna have to look into that. And way to go, Trevor, for making me feel like I should have got it. Like, hey, not only you're missing one effect, you're gonna miss the damn hat too, Arthur. Just letting you know. So enjoy that shitty ass rabbit. But yeah, Rectangular, we were just talking about like some trades I picked up. I picked up all 3, which the second one's on the way, of the Saga comic series. Never read it. Heard a lot of good things. One of my buddies loves it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to jump into it, especially when they're talking about starting it back up. Jerry Curl, I'll get there in a second. For sure. I will definitely, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Frankenstein Neca, I picked up, Todd, and the Berserk Deluxe Edition Volume 8. And NECA turtle stuff. This is like my last turtle stuff. Ended up picking up this set. Well, my buddy Josh picked it up. Not Josh. Wow. Ryan Thomas. Why did I say Josh? Huh. But yeah, my buddy Ryan picked that one up. And then I did pick up something very weird, which you might have seen on my Instagram. Sorry if I'm recapping some of this, but hey, some people show up late. This is a piece I got from Trick or Treat Studio. I was a little upset because when I took the first picture of it, it didn't look like the image quality of what they were showing. It was, I guess the one they show in their catalog is like the artist proof, and then they just sort of, these are the mass produced versions. And some of the blackness around the mouth wasn't where it needed. The eye is looking a little bit more straight. It should be sort of looking a little bit over, but I mean, it's still, I mean, not too bad. Weird ear up top, has some hair. You don't get many Toxic Avenger stuff, so I had to get the mask. And I think I'm pretty much, yeah, that's a quick catch up of everything, I think. We were just chit chatting in the chat. I've been waiting on the third party 112 Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, trying not to do 1/6. What third party Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow are you referring to? Are you talking about like the model kits? But so jumping all the way back to Jerry Curl's question, the box I just opened from Toyco was good old 3-0 Snake Eyes. So we will be reviewing this guy, which I'm pretty excited for because my Sideshow Collectibles quality of Snake Eyes, it's not the good version. Like I have one, he's not complete, and then I have the one that came with Timber, which is more the Commando style Snake Eyes. But the one with the visor was an earlier release Snake Eyes, and the body they put it on was sort of scrawny. So I'm pretty excited to have that on display. And I do have the Storm Shadow that'll eventually be dropping too. I didn't do the second one because the second one was pretty much a redeco with a slight tweak. Not the model kits. Who's making the? I ordered them from 5K Toys in April. Huh. I don't recall seeing those. And they were 1/12 scale. Were they like 1/12 scale with like soft goods? Based off the first movie. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to look into those. 5K Toys. But yeah, all this stuff, all these pre-orders, man, are backed up like crazy. And Rectangular, man, I thought you were going live at one point at 8 o'clock. I jumped back. I didn't see any live or anything. So I don't know if you delayed it or I might have missed it, but I was looking for it and I did not see it. I was jumping between your YouTube and your Instagram. And for some reason, it wasn't popping up for me at all. So hopefully it went well. Hopefully people showed up and, you know, it was a blast. Let me take this. I want to open this so I can slide this thing back out. But you guys saw the dent in the box, and this thing came freaking mint. Does it have like a, oh, it does. Awesome. It doesn't show shit. So opens up, has like the Velcro, but look at, you can't even really see anything. So plastically wrapped and everything. Got the G.I. Joe logo. Got the figure right there. Which I've seen plenty of reviews of this figure, so I'm pretty excited about it. And the packaging he comes in is so like thin and tiny compared to like when you're dealing with like Sideshow Joes. They were pretty massive. They started making them smaller as well, but that's pretty tiny. And that's actually my first 3-0 figure, so I get to really be strict. I guess not really strict, but be harsh on him. I mean, I'm gonna go all out. Like I'm gonna nitpick the hell out of it. Yeah, dude, I know you're supposed to, you said you were going live on Sunday, and I went and I didn't see it at all. Like I was there waiting, looking, jumping around, and I couldn't find it. I was about to message you and be like, what, are you still going live? But apparently Maybe it was my cell phone. I'm not too sure, but I told you I was going to be there, and it just never happened. So I was like, those do look super nice. I was tempted, especially for the price. I almost bought the red snake eyes just because it's so unique. I didn't want to invest in the red snake eyes because it felt too Deadpool-y for me. And I don't know what the deal is when he went red. And I know there's like a female snake eyes thing that's going on in some comic. But I think when he turned red? Is that when Rob Liefeld touched it and somebody's honking their horn? That's weird. I'm like, the Rob Liefeld touch it and then it honked. Like that's weird. And actually, Rob Liefeld was at New York Comic Con. Oh, see, all right, yeah, yeah. See, why? It's like you have Deadpool, man. Just leave Deadpool red. Like Snake Eyes, you could have done something else. Like you could have just tuned him up, made him look a little bit different or something. Like you didn't need to make him red. It's weird, very weird. If you can pick up the 3-0 Leatherface for a decent price, it's another great piece. Yeah, I've seen a lot of 3-0 stuff that I've sort of been eyeballing and keep looking at. Oh, and I also Dawson model. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dawson model. If you're anime fan, they are re-releasing after already getting my money once, the Samurai X, the Batosai Humura Kenshin figure that they should have, they basically re-releasing it with better head sculpts, the hair piece that should have been with it, instead of like, hey, we gave you the blue soft goods to the same damn figure, but you want to buy them both because one's limited, and then they do this shit. So I'll eventually have 3 Kenshins, and I might just trade or sell off one, or maybe just scrap it and like use it for a custom or something. Because there's no reason to have 2 blue kimono Kenshins. Let's see. I bought some of those dead game variants. Would have went good with those on display. Okay. Dead game variants. Don't know what you're referring to with the dead game variants. So I'm not too sure. I'm like, dead game variants. I'm just waiting to see if you're. Dead game was the Snake Eyes series Liefeld. Oh, okay. See, I'm not. I like right when it's stupid, but I mean, I might be missing out on a great storyline. But I was like, I heard Liefeld touching it, and I just sort of like tuned out completely. I was like, I don't want to know anything about it. I mean, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. I mean, Deadpool's cool. Some of the characters he did create were cool. I just, as an art standpoint, like, I don't know. Maybe he's fine. Maybe I'm just jealous that he could get away with not drawing feet or guns and, being a very simplistic but good artist in a sense, or simplistic and average artist. I don't know. Um, it wasn't that good, but the art was great. Okay. Oh, I have the tour for my collection. Judd, usually see him comment on my stuff. He wants me to do it. I'm wanting to do one. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. I might do it where I'm not even talking, where I just make sure I have the proper lighting and just pan through it, add some music for the background and stuff like that. Because I do have some friends that have bands and stuff that I can actually use their music to for all my stuff. So it would be awesome to actually have that in the background versus something that could get copyrighted or just some weird tune that nobody really wants to hear. But I do want to do a collection. I want to get stuff a little bit more organized. I wanted to get some lighting in the detolfs, because if I go through with, like, say I was live with you on Messenger or something like that, and I was showing you my collection, you really can't see a lot of it because the top of the detolf blocks any light coming from the top, and then it's like angling in, and then if you have figures, it just, yeah, I mean, you guys probably know, you collect, you understand how light hits. But I do plan on doing a little tour. I still got some more figures to put up it to fill this gap up here. I think no, not here. It's on the other side. I have some figures over there to fill up. I have the retro roadblock profit profit director Destro 3 3/4, older Comic Con exclusive. I did get the new Stalker. Basically, some of the newer Joes, I still have them on card. I'm going to be putting them up on the wall to continue the whole Joe going around the whole room. Yeah, there we go. Hey, we might good tunes in the toy tour. Let's do some. We can drink. We're of age. If you're 21 or of age of drinking, you can enjoy it with the beverage. But yeah, one of my buddy's bands, he does like a industrial rock type of music and does some good stuff. Like that's the intro to my animation of my reviews and stuff like that. That's all done by him. That little like clip of one of his songs. But yeah, and I list his stuff down below in the description as well. But I think that's pretty much it as it comes to mail haul. It was definitely a lot of books, a lot of comics. And I'll be happy to be getting all that more organized over there because I do have a mixture of I have like art books and stuff I need to sort of shift down. But yeah, comics and trades definitely are awesome. I love the artwork. I like it when it's a great story as well. And I can't wait to read Saga and get caught up with that as well. But if you guys have anything you want to chit chat about, we can talk, or I'm pretty much going to be good with this live stream. What do you guys have anything you guys say? My dogs are going crazy. I did just make sure I had the next 2 volumes of Berserk on pre-order. Amazon has them up. Yeah, man, same. I did get all those Berserk books pre-order. I need them, and I'm hoping that they continue the story or at least complete it. They continue it enough to complete it in a proper way. Hopefully, he has enough notes and stuff like that. I'm trying to get a hold of one of the exhibit books because they had a big Mira Berserk like exhibit in Japan, and the books are like that they had there. I don't know if they got them for free or you got them, they bought them or whatever, but people are selling them on eBay for over $100, and I'm just not wanting to pay over $100 for it. Like I understand they're shipping from Japan, but it's just like you're just trying to make money off people that can't get it, that respect the artist and the Did I ever see the bookend sword they did for the deluxe volumes? Yeah, that looks pretty awesome. I almost was gonna jump on that, but I just don't have a bookend type of space. I mean, I'd have to like move some stuff off the top, possibly, but it was cool because it just looks like it just stabbed right through it. Do I need any of the new Walmart vintage Joes? I have Grunt and 2 of the Troopers on pre-order. The one with the mortar. I didn't want the one with the weird green bazooka. But the only Walmart vintage Joes that got past me was Scarlet. Like nobody, like I could never find Scarlet, and I was like, I don't have any of the other versions of Scarlet on card back form like that. So I was like, I need to get it, but apparently she's so harder to find that it's just gone, or I'm gonna have to pay some like ridiculous price, which I'm gonna try to avoid. Eventually, somebody will probably have a stack of them and be like, "Well, nobody's wanting them. Let me put them on Macari or something." You know, you want it, but it was 6. Yeah, any of these like the premium type of like bookends and stuff, they can definitely go up there because they're pretty much like a bust money. You know, and you got to realize the size of that the bookends compared to like because the books are pretty big themselves. So to have that type of bookend That's going to be a pretty good size too. Did I get Breaker? I found a guy in one of the GI Joe groups. He hit me up. He did the price match plus shipping. I still averaged out. I'm able to cancel out my pre-order on Hasbro Pulse, and I got it saving like maybe $9. So I mean, I do have one on the way. And then I'm trying to do a trade for one because I want to help my buddy Tony out because he wants one, and I try to help out my friends. If I see somebody that has like a post where they're like, "Hey, I got this stuff. I'm looking for this," and if I have one, like I have an Arctic Storm Shadow, an extra one somehow, and I'm like, "Oh, he needs it," so I'll see if I can do a trade because I know the guy got that price match. Anybody has a breaker, don't let them try to flip it for you. The most you should do trade value is like the actual price, but nothing more. Like, these guys are going to have stacks of these they paid $20 for, and they're going to try to milk people out of their $60-$70 figures or try to milk $60-$70 out of you. So just don't fall for it. They will be plentiful. It's all in those cargo ships that are being all locked up in California. And then speaking of breaker too, like I had a store that was like close. It was like a 60-minute drive. They had 7. And I went in there. It was before the street date, and they're like, "No, we're street dating," even though other people were able to buy them at other Targets. And so I'm like, "All right, fine." Go back when it's available to be sold. They're gone. And I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me? How did you sell out before the store opened?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, it's because you refused me." And I think one of the guys in there, one of my buddies said, is a collector himself. So therefore, I didn't get a breaker myself. Yeah, don't pay more than retail. I have yet to pay more than retail for any of my Joes, any of my classified Joes or the 3 3/4 Joes. Like the Stalker, I didn't have, but my buddy Paul found it and he's like, "Do you need it?" I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "All right." So like that's what we do. Like with Plastic Cannibals, a lot of us are in the United States, so we're scattered around, but we try to look out for one another, and we'll just be like, "Hey, what are you looking for?" "All right, I'm looking for this." Pick it up, and it's usually cost retail. Sometimes we'll be like, "Hey, here you go. Just get me back next time." It's just that nice, friendly environment with collectors, which is awesome. I never found a Scarlet. I've got 4 of the troops with the green bazooka. I can send you one, no cost. Always going to help out a fellow collector. I mean, I was looking at it, and it was just the green bazooka part that is what sort of turned me away and made me double up on the Claymore one. I don't know. I didn't really look at them close enough to know. I think they might be different web gears, maybe paint as well between the two. But I mean, that's very generous of you to want to help out. Target and employee exclusives. Yeah, yeah. There's a fellow Plastic Cannibal member collector, uh, Hector. He has his channel. He goes in. He loves to just have fun with Hasbro, make fun of them, how they're employee exclusives and all that stuff. He has a really good time with them, but he ends up getting like every GI Joe classified figure, even though he pokes fun at it. So it's just like it's funny because you're just like, hey, you're making fun of it, but you have it, but then you're making fun of it. So hey, you spend the money, you can make fun of it, I guess. Even got that the milk colored Storm Shadow from the movie that. Oof, that movie was rough. But I wish with the whole Target thing, I think like NECA's doing the right thing. If you go in the stores, a lot of people are finding like crazy stacks of like the frogs and stuff like that, and of their figures. So I'm hoping Hasbro will probably do the same where we just get the stuff on the shelves. Mayo Storm Shadow. Yeah. Yep. Mayo Storm Shadow. But his head sculpt sort of looked okay to me. It's just a lot of people didn't like that they didn't have like the boot swivel on the figures. And I wonder if anybody's actually tried to like bleach the figure or something. Try to make it more white than the creaminess. I've been seeing a lot of people too pick up that they picked up that one Sergeant Slaughter and been putting that with their classifieds. I have uh I have the Action Force Sergeant Slaughter on pre-order. Gonna end up having two of them because they're gonna have the first wave is him in the sort of like the drill sergeant outfit, and then the wave two is gonna be him in his tank top, ready to just beat some ass. So I do have that. I have a Steel Brigade on pre-order. Some of the weapon sets because you can never have enough weapons when it comes to your Joes, and especially if you're gonna want to do like make some dios and stuff like that. Um, but I definitely looking forward to what Valaverse and Action Force brings to the table, and hopefully puts a fire under some other uh, toy makers. Because I mean, with the Valaverse stuff, man, backpacks that open up that you can put your helmet and stuff in. Interchangeable like web gear. The cross compatibility is just going to be awesome with the Action Force figures. And I mean, come on, you're getting a legit Sergeant Slaughter. It's stylized, but I like it. And then you're getting the Steel Brigade because you're not going to get a Hasbro Steel Brigade. I got those movie figs on the way, but I regret them now. No, I mean, I just stopped them because I didn't like the movie. But the Baroness, to me, even though she has a long neck, I've seen people trim it down and pop it. It looks good. I was going to use that Baroness not only because she came with the awesome weapon, but she was going to be like a Baroness lackey in a sense because I would picture Baroness having lackeys. Like she's not a lower tier Cobra official, so I would assume that maybe the movie Baroness would be somebody that would be on a like a secretary or something like that, or just like a gopher. The Snake Eyes I was going to get because I heard nothing but good things about the Snake Eyes. I even saw somebody spray it with like a matte finish, and it looked awesome with some photos. The Storm Shadow, even though it was milky, I was going to get that. The Scarlet looks good, so I had a lot of them lined up. I just was like, hey, I'm just not going to do it because it just means that those are going to be I just, yeah. I mean, I might pick them up if they go cheap enough. I'm sure I'm probably going to find somebody that's going to be like, hey, I got these $10. I'll probably, pounce on them, but I'm just not going to go the 20 or above mark on them anymore. I really wanted to like the Storm Shadow classified figure, but damn, it looked like what, poo? The classified one was more of the Ninja Force. If that's the one you're talking about, unless you're talking about the movie one, I don't know which one you're referring to, Jerry Curl. But the Baroness gun looks great with Firefly. I mean, I've been enjoying them. Like I'm actually going to be breaking down sort of I have two displays. I have a Matrix McFarlane display. It was the chateau scene, and I have that sort of set up with a bunch of figures in front of it, but it's getting a little too crowded. So I'm breaking down my Cobras into two shelves. So on the chateau, I have a Red Ninja at the top, arms behind him. Walking down, we have Cobra Commander, Destro, Arctic Storm Shadow, just sort of like leading the way. And then just rows of the Cobra troopers and some of the Cobra Island troopers or Cobra Island officers, I think. Might be mixing those up. But now with my buddy 3D Jesus, Josh Cox, I mean, with him doing the 3D printing, he made me this nice display stand that I'm going to display stand. What am I talking? Podium that I'm going to paint up and deck out. And I'm going to have that Louis Vuitton Cobra Commander behind it with Prophet Director Destro next to it, and all that awesome stuff. So I'm just gonna probably have like some Cobra flags behind, and then just have rows of the troopers behind it, just making it more of like he's giving a speech or something like that. Okay, yeah, the movie version. The movie version, the head sculpt looked pretty good, I thought. And the fact it's just like it would have been better if they had the boot cuts and they added the paint. Did you see the V Toys Shadow Ninjas? Let's take a look at V Toys Shadow Ninjas. I have not heard of that. Looking it right now. Oh, yes. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I did see these. They look dope. They look really good for soft goods. I mean, they almost look they all come with like the same stuff. I mean, they all look almost identical, but they're just different colors, I guess. But I mean, the black one looks solid, the white one and the red one. So I mean, you could definitely have red one for your red ninjas, hand ninjas. The white one would be a good storm shadow. Um, they look pretty awesome. 5K Toys has them for 70. BBTS wants way more. Yeah, that is definitely BBTS definitely has that extra money they stack up on top. That's why with you, if you get into Mythic Legions, you definitely want to make sure you're picking them up from the Four Horsemen if possible, or from conventions, because like all the other retailers that sell the Mythic Legions after the company does, they usually tack on like $20-$25 per figure. Jeez, that's a big hike up. That's crazy. 105 from $70. That's a lot. That's definitely a lot. But I'm definitely I'm always intrigued by like soft goods and stuff like that. Already pre-ordered the set. Okay. Nice, nice. That's what got me into the Dawson model Kenshin figures. I was like, it's the whole his whole gi or samurai robes. I think a gi, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I'm probably not getting accurate, but either way, his whole outfit was soft goods, and he's almost like it's almost like a little bit bigger SH Figure Arts feeling type of figure with soft goods. It's pretty cool. And then speaking of soft goods, I need to reach out to either Rebel 10 Customs or Daredevil 19. I need to get some soft goods capes for my Figma Berserk figures, because the ones that come on them are just super crappy. But I think I'm going to cut this stream. I think we are over an hour. I was going to keep it around an hour this time, but I do thank you guys for hanging out and saying hey and chit chatting with me. Jerry Curl, Trevor, Rectangular, anybody else that might have been in here and just didn't say anything. I appreciate you guys hopping in. Definitely check out Plastic Cannibals, Facebook. Type in Plastic Cannibals. It's just fill out the questions and come on in. You can talk with fellow collectors and stuff. I'm in it all the time. It's pretty much my group. And, we just have a blast trying to help each other out, talking figures, sharing photos of figures, showing pickups and stuff like that. And, yes, definitely check that out. And as always, I mean, I want you guys definitely have a great night, but I want you guys to have the best luck hunting, keep on collecting, and have a beautiful, beautiful day.